And so now let's talk about Halle Berry because I know there's been a lot of conversation about that relationship. I put it in the interview what he had told me about her. Said it again today. And Halle, I didn't say that. That's what he said. I'm just telling you. There's rumors that she bailed him out of jail. Do you know anything about that?
So I'm gonna be very careful how I say it. So my dad called a detective because there was a certain point where I stopped having communication with the detectives. And my dad was speaking to her and he recorded the conversation and asked her, he obviously didn't straight up ask like, is Halle Berry bailing him out? But like asked her in other words and she said yes in other words, but like that there's not enough evidence to support it. So I honestly don't know what her involvement is, but I do know she has a movie out with him on Netflix, and the fact that she is so silent on a man who she created and his publicity largely comes from her. Like the fact that she hasn't said anything about a bunch of black women being raped as a black icon honestly breaks my heart and is super disappointing. Like I don't know what she has to do with it, but the fact that you can't say anything while this is going down and you're putting money and publicity in his pocket with a Netflix movie
says it all.
Because he
bragged about them. Like I heard about them like 2017. Like
What did you hear about them?
I heard that they were like he wanted to brag and bragging to people that he was messing with Halle Berry. Like, well, his page is deleted now, but he used to, before he deleted all his photos, he posted photos of like them at a restaurant or like them together, trying to like brag of like them together outside of even the movie. So to like act like he didn't, I believe that he said that to you. I believe everything that y'all saying because bits and pieces are adding.
And there are other girls too who have come forward and like, I mean, I personally, there was a video because during the time that he was raping me and like attempted to rape, like at the beginning of it, he pulled out like a phone with like a photo roll of women. And I don't know if they're all women he raped and they didn't know that like they were being recorded. But then he like quickly flashed me this and was like, and this is me and Halle Berry having sex, and then like pulled it away. I can't ID her because it was a very like, but the fact that that interaction even happened, like.
Him even using her
Well,
as
he told me he has the video. I mean, he asked me if I would help him put it out. So why do you think Halle Berry's so quiet? Because on one hand, Kaalan, who's not a victim of rape but may have been involved with him in the past, has been very vocal in supporting all of the people accusing him. But then Halle Berry's been silent. Why do you think she's been quiet?
I think it has, well, I think something transpired. I don't know if she's being blackmailed or I don't know if she's in on it. And that's the thing that's where it's a little like, I don't know. Because like nobody's really seen this video. It's not out yet. So that's still power that he can hold over her. So I'm hoping that that's the situation because I can't imagine as a black woman watching another like group of black women suffer like this and not saying anything personally.
about someone you know.
Yeah, personally I can't imagine doing that, but that's her.
Or at least distance yourself from him.
Or
Tell
taking
Netflix to pull the movie
that's
down.
what I'm like, just those
release a
little
statement.
things. Just those little things that I'm like,
She
that
doesn't
would
have to
even be
speak
a big
up.
push.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even have to speak up. Like, right now, when you go on Netflix, the fact that you can see his face, the fact that he may be getting money from this, I mean, I don't know Netflix's deals, but like, the fact that you had the opportunity to say, actually, no, not that movie, and you didn't, says a lot. And that really, like, that just breaks. I look up to Halle Berry. I did. Like, I looked up to her so much. So, like, to think that, like, this black icon that I've looked up to, I'm sure you've looked up to, and, like, other black women look up to, like, ignore this shit is sad.
So have all the other women that have alleged sex assault against, that he sexually assaulted you, have you all built a tribe? I mean, are you all in contact with each other?
It's kind of not even like you got to build a tribe. It's kind of, they're your friends. Like, a lot of them are my friends. I've gone to shoots after the situation, like, speaking about it, and multiple girls like, oh, yeah, I met up with him. He seemed weird, so I just stayed away from him after that. Or he tried to meet with me and set up something, and I didn't like it. Or this actually did happen to me, but I don't feel comfortable saying anything yet. Or since now some people want to say something because they're just so tired of, like, keeping it in and feeling like, yo, he still ain't locked up, like, that they feel like they have to say something. And that's where it's just like, I'm at a point where, like, I have to say something. I felt good knowing Bill was locked up and, you know, all
Who's
these.
Bill?
Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah, okay. Forgot about him.
I was glad he was locked up. R. Kelly locked up. I'm glad all of them was getting their justice. So I was like, okay, like, if these could get their justice, he's no rock away. So it's kind of irritating, and him just bragging like charges are getting dropped. They're not getting dropped because you ain't do nothing. They're getting dropped because you have a really high expensive ass team, and and they're just trying to keep going through the stuff and see which material is strong enough to keep and what to make it go down a number. But that don't mean that he
That's
ain't
still
raped
10.
them.
If half of the charges were dropped, hypothetically, let's say, and
It
I'm
would still
pretty
be
sure,
10.
yeah, it'd still be around 10 because there's
On
21
record.
plus pending, and these are the girls that they chose to come forward.
But
they
there's
chose
20
to have
charges.
cases.
Is there 20 charges?
From what I've seen and what I
'Cause
understand,
I'm confused at why he's been in jail for 3 years and then there's all these open charges of rape and he's out. Not even
Yeah.
saying that I'm alleging he's guilty because I wasn't there. I'm just saying as a lay person, you have 10 or 15 people saying you raped them and you have charges, felony charges, and you've
I
been
asked
in
the
jail
same
for
question.
3 years. Wait, hold on.
Apparently-
You've been in jail for 3 years. Why are you just out now? I mean, because his argument is, it's clearly because I'm innocent.
no, it's
No,
because
it's because of
power.
COVID, and it's because he paid that $400,000, which was a little bit of percent of the $4 million. That's why he got out. They let him get out to pay that little coin and sit out. He ain't free. He still got a whole trial that's in May, and that's just a preliminary trial, which I'm tired of that. Of
But
like,
is it not like the fact that he's out and so active on Instagram against you guys and doing interviews? On one hand, people could say, well, he's out fighting to protect his good name. On the other hand, people are like, yo, you should shut up until you go through the court process.
at first I was
What do you think it is?
At first I was irritated, but then I was like, you're just creating a bigger hole for yourself. And just like some criminals, they get out of jail, they're like, oh, I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna move a little slower. He thought his little lay low and then do a big reveal on his little photography page was gonna, like, I guess, change things and have girls speak out against us and make girls drop all these videos to speak out against us and then threaten them when they're like, hold up, actually, I don't want to deal with you because I'm seeing things are more than what you've told me.